Hey there, it is September 24th, the end of week 18. It's time for another update here on Big Anklevich on health. All right, as usual, we're going to start out with my daily reports. I knew it was going to be a hard week. Let's find out just how hard it turned out to be. Okay, it is Tuesday, and since we didn't decide to do the all meat thing, I didn't do all meat. I got up this morning and I had myself cheese. I had some cheese. That's right. I had some Parmesan cheese off of a nice, what was left of the wedge of Parmesan cheese that my wife had gotten. I think she needed it for a recipe too, and I've eaten it all. Whoops. And I think I may have had a little bit of Munster cheese as well, a couple of slices of that. Mostly I had bacon. I cooked up a bunch of bacon and had that for breakfast. And then I also fried up a pound of ground beef. I fried it up in the bacon grease and put some salt on it, tried to make it as yummy as possible. I'm trying to see if I can maybe do a lot more ground beef and a little bit less steak. I want to try and see if I can do things a little more economically. I ate about half of the pound of ground beef and then like 6 or 8, 9, something like that, slices of bacon. Later, I had the rest of the ground beef. I think I had a little bit more cheese. I think that was when I finished it off, was later in the day. I actually also snitched and had a little bit of whole milk and a little bit of cream, heavy cream. I probably shouldn't have done either of those. And I don't know what my deal is. I really need to stop with the dairy, and I think starting Thursday, which would be the next time that I eat, I will not do dairy. I will just completely give it up. And we're going to go all meat. This picture that I have of the ground beef that I ate, the rest of it, I ate that ground beef and I was full. I have this steak that I pulled out of the fridge and I warmed that up, and I couldn't eat it. And so I just wound up just putting it in a Ziploc bag, saving it for later. So that's what I had today. Now I'm fasting, and I'll be fasting for a while. Okay, it is Wednesday. Looks like the Tropical Storm Imelda is coming to a conclusion. And for the last 35 hours of Imelda, I have been fasting. I had some troubles with it today. I was pretty hungry, but I was able to push my way through and deal with it. I'm doing fine. Not long till 8. It's late. Time to go to bed. And when I wake up, it'll be time to eat again. So, no big whoop. It is Thursday, and today has been kind of a catastrophe of a day in many ways. So I think my last update, I said something about how Tropical Storm Imelda had kind of passed us by and left us pretty much unscathed, and we were going to be just fine. Well, that turned out to not be completely the case. Imelda was not done with us after all. This morning I woke up and looked out the window. It was raining like crazy. There was thunder and there was lightning and it was going nonstop and it was pouring. I went out to get myself some breakfast. I made some bacon and some eggs. I think that's all I had, bacon and eggs. And I finished up my fast, which was almost 44 hours, by eating this plate of bacon and eggs. And that was good, and I was quite full. And then I went to the front window and I looked out there and I saw that my street was flooding. It was fuller than I'd ever seen it before. And we were here during Hurricane Harvey as well, which was pretty much the biggest flooding event that's ever gone on around here. And we didn't get anything this bad. This is what my front yard looked like. There was water coming, a third of the way up the lawn. I was freaking out a little bit, I'll have to admit. But luckily this was about as far as it got. It started to recede at this point and go away, and that was good. I was supposed to go to work at 1 o'clock, but couldn't get there. Tried to get there and was unable to. I had some lunch before I left, I guess, probably. I took the steak that I'd had, I think I cooked it on Saturday and then didn't eat it, and then I left it in the fridge for a while, and then on Tuesday I think I got it out, cut it up, warmed it up, and was going to take it with me, but I was totally full, so I decided not to, and I put it in a bag and saved it again. And so this was me warming it up a second time, getting it ready to be eaten for a third time. And I tried to eat it, and I just wasn't feeling it. I actually got a hot dog out of the meat drawer and had one of those. I was craving a hot dog more so than this steak. I ate the hot dog, and you only see one hot dog in the picture, but I actually ate a second hot dog, and I did eat my way through most of the steak that you see here, but I wasn't able to eat it all. I was kind of full still from breakfast because I'd eaten a pretty good amount. Oh, I forgot to mention my breakfast. The eggs there had some sausage mixed in with them. Maybe you saw that. Let me throw the picture back up. The eggs had sausage mixed into them that my wife had made for something else, and this was the leftover bits. And I thought, oh, I'm eating that. So I put the sausage, eggs, and bacon for breakfast. And then I had the steak and some hot dogs, a couple of hot dogs to go with it. And I was trying to be good at this point. I was trying. But yeah, I tried to go to work again, couldn't get through. The road was flooded over, and I couldn't get out of my neighborhood, and so I had to come back home. I wound up not being able to go to work. For fun, I thought I would stop by the grocery store on the way home, and I got a bunch of stuff for the family, and we had a little Tropical Storm Imelda party. I got some pizza for the kids, some soda, and all that kind of crap that I probably shouldn't give them, but I did anyways because I was trying to have some fun. And one of the things we did was we made chocolate chip cookies. Now, that was probably a really bad idea because I really like chocolate chip cookies. That is my biggest Achilles heel. That was my favorite dessert before I ever went to Carnivore. So I was doing pretty good, but at a certain point I found myself really tempted. And I looked at what was on the pizza, because there was several pieces left over that everybody had left they weren't going to eat. And I looked at what was on there and I thought, cheese, pepperoni, I'm just going to eat some of this. And so I, scraped the toppings off the top of the pizza and I ate that. Now, that's not carnivore. Tomato sauce, pizza sauce is not carnivore, but I ate it anyways. I don't know why I did it. I was just tempted, and for the first time in more than 3 months, lost control, and I ate stuff that I knew that I shouldn't have, that I didn't want to eat, but I ate it anyways. I ate pizza, the toppings off of one. We had 2 different kinds of pizza. One was like white sauce with chicken. The other one was more standard, I think 3 meat with regular old tomato sauce. I stripped the toppings off of several pieces and ate a lot of it. And then on top of that, as I was taking care of the cookies, I lost it again and I ate a cookie. I actually chewed. At first I was just taking a bite, chewing it up and spitting it out, and then rinsing my mouth out, and I got the taste of it, and that's kind of nice. I used to do that a lot back before I got onto carnivore. That would be a way of cheating. I used to joke that it was half bulimia, I didn't swallow it and then puke it back up. Instead, I just chewed it up and spit it out. But anyways, I was doing that, and then finally I ate a cookie. I ate a whole cookie. And oh my gosh, I was freaking out at myself. I felt like I had killed a person or something like that. I was so disgusted at myself for blowing it, for cheating. And I was angry. But what happened to me, you know? I've said that several times on these videos. What would happen to me if I ate that? Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, nothing too serious happened because obviously I've eaten that stuff my whole life. But I did notice that my heart started racing. Like I felt like jittery. I felt my hands were like shaky, and it was like, I don't know, like I mainlined some speed or something like that. I just felt a little strange. To tell you the truth, I'm really tired too. I think it's not that late, but I think I'm just gonna hit the sack and go to bed. Normally I would still be at work, still working, but I was unable to get in. And now I've messed myself up by eating that stuff, and I think I'm just gonna go fall asleep. Hopefully this cheat didn't damage me too much. I guess we shall see as the week goes on, but that's my Tropical Storm Imelda story. Okay, it is Friday, and as you can see from the background, the storm has finally passed. And hopefully that's the same for me as it is for the weather, and I won't have an issue like I did yesterday. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. I'm fasting today. Haven't had anything to eat all day long, and we're gonna have to keep that going. My fast is gonna be a little short because I ate so late last night. So yeah, we'll have to see how badly that affects me. I noticed that I was a little heavier, I think, than I expected to be this morning when I weighed in. So hopefully that doesn't carry through. Hopefully it goes away. But yeah, I'm probably in the process of getting back into ketosis right now. So see how it goes. Okay, it is Saturday, and I'm usually not at work on a Saturday, but today I am. So that actually worked in my favor. I was able to more closely keep myself to the usual plan because I usually eat in the morning and then in the afternoon, and then I head out to work and I don't eat again until usually it's 40 hours later, but on the weekend I'm supposed to do it not until the next morning. Unfortunately, on weekends I tend to eat in different weird times, but not so today. This morning I got up and I decided to have egg cheeseburgers. So basically I took some of my favorite Costco hamburgers. I got those all warmed up, and I fried a couple of eggs, put those on top of each of them, and I put some slices of Munster cheese on there, and that was my breakfast. I had that along with some bacon that I cooked up, and that was pretty good, pretty filling. Usually on a Saturday I probably wouldn't eat until like 6 or something, like much later than I did today, but I needed to eat earlier because I had to head out to work for the evening. So I had my lunch a lot earlier. It was like 12:15 or so. I cooked up a steak. I looked at what I had in the meat drawer in the fridge, and what I had was a couple of different things. There was a ribeye in there, and I almost cooked that up, but then I saw this other steak that I got a little while ago. I was afraid that it was probably too old, but it had one of those little expiration date things on it, and it said it was still good for a couple more days. It was a top round steak. It was all in one piece when I opened the package, but it quickly separated into 3 smaller little steaks. I cooked that on the barbecue, and I ate it with some ghee. And I also drank a bottle of the bone broth that I made a while ago. Need to get rid of that because I got a bunch of bones that I need to make into a new batch of bone broth. We'll probably make that up tomorrow. But yeah, so I had bone broth, steak, and ghee. And then I went to work and I haven't eaten anything since. And I won't until tomorrow morning. So we'll see if the routine of a weekday helps me with my weekend. Okay, it is Sunday. The Astros are officially division champs. And it was an interesting day today. Got up this morning and I had bacon and eggs for breakfast, but when I was done with that, I was still pretty hungry. and I didn't know what to do because I wasn't hungry enough to have like a full anything big. So instead, I made cheese roll things where basically I took a slice of cheese, I put a piece of ham on it, and then I put some melted cheddar on top of that, rolled it all together. Should be fine, except for that I need to stop eating cheese. I think it does me it's not good. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work like it should. Like some people get by with it just fine probably, but I don't think it agrees with me. But yeah, I had this cheese rolls and I had a hot dog because I was trying to eat something small-ish that would get me through the rest of the way. Later on in the day, we had dinner. We had some folks over, and we had hamburgers. But while I was cooking the hamburgers, I also cooked up my ribeye steak, and I just kind of wolfed that down while I was cooking. And then I think I may have had 3 hamburger patties with a slice of Munster on top of each one of them. So that's a lot of cheese, I guess. If you add that all up, I had 6 slices of Munster cheese plus some cheddar cheese. And these hamburgers themselves had stuff like they were prepackaged hamburgers that my wife got that had bacon and cheese kind of mixed in with them as well, and who knows what else was in there, what kind of weird spices or monosodium glutamate or what the crap was in those. I don't think I had anything else though. I think that was the extent of what I had today. I can't remember anything else. I forgot to get pictures, unfortunately, of my ribeye and my hamburgers. Would have been weird, I don't know, taking pictures of your food while you're sitting there with people over. They'd be like, what's up with this guy? What kind of a weirdo is he? Okay, it is Monday, and today was an interesting day. I was fasting the whole day, so that was usual. But for some reason, I had really bad gas today when I woke up, and it eventually wore off. It eventually made its way out. A lot of tooting, if you know what I'm saying. But gosh, it was painful. I wonder what it was that might have been the cause behind it. I guess yesterday I ate some cheese, so that could be it. I had these hamburgers that came with bacon and cheese inside of them already. And who knows what else was in that kind of stuff. Maybe there was something in there that caused that. I don't know. But yeah, not a fan. It was uncomfortable. It was like the time where I ate some onions. Maybe that was what was in there. Maybe there was some onions in there. I don't know. But yeah, it was like that time where I just had that gas, although at least this time it passed a little quicker. So that's good. Okay, so a lot of stuff happened this week. Obviously, there was a huge tropical storm that hit my town, so that was a big distraction. And then my first ever slip up in 18 weeks, 4, it's been 4 months now, and I had my first slip up. So how much did that get me? Should we go and find out? Let's check out my weigh-in. My goal for this week was 234, a bit of a long shot really, but let's see how it went. Hey, all right, so there you go. 234 was my goal, and 234 was, 237.4. Dang it! 237.4, that's what I got. Okay, so that was not much of a drop, but at least it was a drop after what I pulled this week. Maybe it was the best I could ask for. 237.4 brought me down 0.5 pounds from last week when I was 237.9. It's not getting anywhere fast right now for some reason. I'm not discouraged. Let me just say that. I'm not discouraged. Everybody's going to have slip-ups, and everybody's going to have weeks when you're not losing a lot. It can be pretty disappointing considering the fact that I went 3 times not eating for 40 hours straight. You feel like if you're doing something like that, you deserve to lose some weight. But, you know, your body is smarter than you are, and your body will do what it has to do. And, you know, it's important to do things right for it. So, yeah, didn't lose a lot. Now, in last week's video, I said that I was thinking that what I needed to do to really finally get things to work well was to cut out dairy. I think I have a bit of a sensitivity to dairy. I think it causes me issues. And I've seen some people talking about the fact that they've even been on carnivore and eating carnivore for months and weren't getting the benefits that everybody else was getting until they finally cut out dairy. And then all of a sudden, boom, there they were. They were doing just like everybody else. My sister is allergic to milk, or was. I don't know exactly how that works. She had lactose intolerance. I don't know. She had problems when she was a kid, and she couldn't drink milk. We had special soy milk for her to drink, which was foul, and I don't know how she did it. And I wonder how many problems drinking all that soy gave her. How much did she actually drink? Probably not that much, because it was gross. How much would you drink? I think I'm going to do that this week. I am going to cut out the dairy. I'm going to go full, straight up carnivore and see what the difference is for me. See what that does for me. See if it helps with weight loss. But on top of that, I really want to see if that helps with my health, my overall health. Because health is the real reason that I'm here. Not just weight loss. Weight loss is good, and weight loss is going to go hand in hand with health. But it's not really the end goal. The end goal is to be healthy, to be happy, to feel good, to stay out of the healthcare system. I don't want to go back there. I've spent, more time there than I ever wanted to once I was diagnosed with diabetes, and I don't want to keep funneling all my money into doctors and prescription drug makers' pockets. Instead, I'll funnel my money into my diet, and I will make my diet a healthy diet so that I don't have to give those drug makers their stuff. So 59.6 is my total weight loss so far. I'm just short of 60. Just didn't make it. I'll get there next week. We'll get there, but I am now at 20.06% of my overall weight loss. So I made it over one big milestone, 20%. That's something. Probably got to get to at least 30% before I'm done. So yeah, this week we're going to cut out the dairy. It's going to be a no dairy week. All meat and none of that stuff that I usually tend to do naughty things with. Maybe I'll do some bone broth. I'll probably still do eggs. So eggs, meat, bone broth, and that should be what I'm going to eat this week. And we'll see what a difference it makes. I think it's going to make a difference. And I'm pretty sure that I'll get over that 60-pound mark, along with way more than that. All right, hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Big Anklevich on Health.